Okay, soldiers, it looks like the people are rising up against Sam Bankman Fried. This is interesting and totally unexpected. Listen, before we get started, let me say this. The Soldiers of Finance channel, we started doing 2 videos a day because we're reporting on Sam Bankman Fried and FTX with that second video most of the time. However, we do have a plethora of other reporting that we're doing on the economy and your place in it as the global economy evolves. So check out all of what we have to offer, not just Sam Bankman Fried, although I do appreciate a lot of you saying that we're doing a good work here. I really appreciate that. But I want you to enjoy all that Soldiers of Finance has to offer. All right? And if you're not a soldier, you know what I always say, just hit subscribe. You will be enlisted, your paperwork will be fast-tracked, and you will be a soldier of finance. Now, what is going on out there? Please do your job. Private citizens urge judge to jail Bankman Fried before fraud trial. People are fed up. I bet you these people who are writing to this judge, I bet you they are soldiers of finance. And they've been listening to our reporting and they're saying, you know what? I'm sick and tired of it. I'm not going to take it anymore. And they've taken pen and paper, and you know what they say? The pen is mightier than the sword. The pen is probably going to be mightier than Sam Bankman Fried, which ain't hard to do. In a handwritten note filed in court Tuesday, that would be the 21st of February, 2023, a retired Connecticut police officer chided the judge overseeing criminal proceedings against Sam Bankman Fried for allowing the one-time billionaire to await trial from his parents' cushy California home. We showed that home several times, got the pool in the back. This is the second such recent letter from a private individual, as Bankman Fried's questionable behavior while on bail leads prosecutors to push for more restrictions. And plenty of you in the comment section have said, hey, wait a minute, this guy needs to be remanded. If you or I were doing these types of things, like contacting potential witnesses, using VPNs to watch the Super Bowl, of course, it wouldn't be pretty. We'd be wearing that orange jumpsuit, and we'd be eating ramen noodles. Thomas Morrissey, a former detective in New Haven, added a handwritten postscript to his original letter dated January 31st, calling on Judge Lewis Kaplan to reverse his December decision to grant Bankman Fried bail. Quote, he continues to mock you and the system of justice, unquote, Morrissey wrote in the newly disclosed note to Kaplan, referring to Bankman Fried, the former head, of course, of the cryptocurrency exchange FTX, who will stand trial in October for 8 criminal counts for fraudulent activities in his one-time multi-billion-dollar empire. Morrissey, who is a private citizen whose message will likely have no impact on legal proceedings, concluded, it's disrespectful. Please do your job. That's what he said to the judge. The seemingly unsolicited letter comes as prosecutors argue for stricter bail conditions for Bankman Fried, whom Kaplan already banned from using encrypted messaging apps and virtual private networks after accessing both while at his parents' $1.8 million house near Stanford University. And as I said, Bankman Fried claimed that he only used that VPN to watch the Super Bowl, man. He's a big Kansas City fan, and, he just wanted to watch a little football. Another private citizen, only identified as S. Keith Lee, argued for Bankman Fried's return to jail in a separate letter to Kaplan dated February 9th, saying, it's amazing Bankman Fried isn't in jail after causing historical and stunning losses to thousands of people. Concluding the note, money does talk. Look, that's what a lot of you here have said, that there seems to be something amiss because, This guy is alleged to have committed one heck of a financial crime, hurt so many people. They're probably going to get pennies back on the dollar, if anything. Okay. And here he is out on bail. So I don't know if the judge was unaware that he was not going to be able to, maybe he set the $250 million and thinking, no, he won't be able to afford that. But that was stupid because the guy ran a multi-billion-dollar operation and he's got friends in high places. Now, to play devil's advocate, Bernie Madoff did get a bail. He did get his bail was $10 million. So Kaplan can say, look, what I did was not unprecedented. Other people who have been accused of these types of crimes, they have gotten a bail. Elizabeth Holmes, the whole Theranos thing, she got a bail. In fact, she's out now. Okay, she's already been sentenced, but they're giving her an opportunity to have her child outside of prison. The problem I now have with that, though, at first I was cool with that, but now it's like, hey, and we did the report on this talking about how she tried to flee to Mexico. She had a one-way ticket scheduled. Go back and watch it. I'll tag it. And she's still out. I mean, again, if this was someone less well-heeled, less connected, they would have been remanded immediately and started serving their sentence because they would have been deemed a flight risk. So look, guys, we have multiple justice systems in the country, and they all depend on how much money you got, how much influence you have. Kaplan hasn't drastically changed the terms of Bankman Fried's pretrial release, but in a hearing last week, he pushed prosecutors and defense attorneys to explain why the former billionaire should be allowed to stay at his parents' house. Quote, and we talked about this, quote, Judge Kaplan is saying, why am I being asked to turn him loose in this garden of electronic devices? Look, Sam Bankman-Fried tried to claim that he didn't know anything. I don't know nothing about computers. It was Wang all along. But I bet you Sam Bankman-Fried is extremely computer and internet savvy. So the judge is asking, why aren't you, the prosecutors, asking me, the judge, to remand him? Kaplan went on to actually present that question to Damian Williams, the U.S. Attorney for Southern District, New York. He asked him that. Attorneys representing Bankman Fried agreed Tuesday to pay for an independent technical expert for the court to consult regarding Bankman Fried's bail conditions. See, why you need to... Again, I keep going back to this because it's so true. You think you would get the technical expert to, no, they just bang the gavel. The bailiff would come over, handcuff you, and take you away. There would be no technical analysis of your bail and all that crap. Bankman Fried has been extremely talkative in the 3 months following the collapse of FTX and his hedge fund, Alameda Research, including since his December 23rd release from U.S. federal prison, even launching a Substack newsletter last month. The 30-year-old recounted his week-long detention in the Bahamas last year to Forbes, lamenting the worst part of his stay was the lack of internet access, calling it, quote, 80% of the total cost of being in prison, unquote. Oh, he thinks that no internet access is 80% of the total cost of being in prison. My boy, you have no idea. Larry Kramer, the former dean of Stanford's law school, was one of two individuals to post bail for Bankman Fried, other than his parents, according to court filings unsealed last week. Kramer wrote to Forbes it was to help his close friends, Joseph Bankman and Barbara Fried, his former colleagues at Stanford, as they face crises. Ex-Stanford dean bailed out Bankman Fried to help steadfast friends, he says. Okay, whatever. Bankman Fried is a Looney Tune. I mean, really, he thinks not having internet access is the worst part of this thing. Oh boy, is he in for a shock. Anyway, so that's what's going on, guys. Again, avail yourself of all of the content here at the Soldiers of Finance channel, including this gem. Would you believe that Amazon employees are furious at a new policy the company has handed down? This is very, very interesting because it shows either entitlement or justification. You decide. Check out the report, and I will talk with you soon.